The legislature sent out word to all the districts to select delegates to come to Columbia and to decide the fate of this great state. In Abbeville, this poster was tacked to trees and buildings all across the district, announcing a mass meeting of the people to be held in the village of Abbeville. On Thursday, the 22nd of November, 1860, about 3,000 persons from across the district gathered in front of the courthouse. There were companies of Minutemen from Cokesbury, Greenwood, 96, Bradley, Due West, Donaldville, and Calhoun Mill. There were cannons booming, banners waving, and bands playing, and everyone was in a festive mood. A planning committee had already built a speaker stand on this hillside where we are gathered today. The site is known today as Secession Hill. Thomas Childs Perrin was the chairman of this meeting, and the Honorable A.G. McGrath of Charleston gave a stirring speech on states' rights. While the nominating committee met a short distance away in the train depot, a sight that you can see from here today, more speeches were made, and the Honorable Edward Noble proposed the following resolution, and I quote, that in the opinion of the people of Abbeville District, the election of Abraham Lincoln as President of the United States and of Hannibal Hamlin as Vice President, upon doctrines destructive to the rights and interests and the equality and safety of Southern states by factions and sectional votes of our Northern Confederates, utterly perverts the spirit of the compact was formed by the federal Constitution, that it must be promptly and sternly resisted by the state of South Carolina, and that secession of the state from the federal union was the mode of resistance. This resolution was unanimously adopted. When the nominating committee returned, it announced that it had selected 6 delegates to represent Abbeville District, and they were John Alfred Calhoun, Edward Noble, Thomas Childs Perrin, Thomas Thompson, David Lewis Wardlaw, and John H. Wilson. That night there was a festival-like atmosphere in Abbeville. More speeches were made, there was a fireworks display, bonfires, and a torchlight procession. On the 17th of December, the 6 Abbeville delegates, along with 163 other delegates from across the state, met in our capital, Columbia. Unfortunately, there was a smallpox outbreak there, and the 169 delegates boarded a train for Charleston. On the 20th of December, 1860, the convention voted that South Carolina had dissolved its ties with the Union. South Carolina had seceded. The convention then decided to let the delegation sign the ordinance of secession by districts alphabetically. Thus, after the president of the convention, David F. Jameson, signed, the 6 Abbeville delegates signed. Most people don't realize how close South Carolina's secession vote was. Out of the 169 delegates there, 169 voted to secede. South Carolina is the only state to vote unanimously to secede on the first ballot. Based on population, South Carolina provided more men to the cause than any other state. South Carolina is the only southern state that did not provide an organized body of troops to the enemy. It is for the unmatched resolve and courage of those men that met here 150 years ago that we honor them today. Thank you.
Thank you, Aubrey. And because I was off my game without my itinerary, I forgot to open this ceremony with an honor guard, but we have them. So, gentlemen, will y'all come on up? Will y'all let them through? Come on up, gentlemen. As I said, you just have to bear with this old man for a little while.